ITNation Connect 2024 was last week. It's the Monday after. Huge success. Largest MSP event of the year. So many new announcements. So many new exciting things going on. We had a great time. We had Podcasters Row for the first time ever at an MSP event, by the way, not just ITNation, where we had 9 podcasters set up in their own area, in a high traffic area, just having conversations with attendees, MSPs, with vendors, with ConnectWise staff. Just a wonderful event. Ushering the new CEO, Manny Ravello, as Jason McGee exits, and lots of great new product announcements. I personally had a speaking session there as well, which was a great success. How to help MSPs in sales and marketing with podcasting. There was great after parties with Universal and Stone Temple Pilots, and Tony Hawk spoke, and it was an incredible event. We recorded many conversations, and the following is one of the conversations, and they were all great. It was a high traffic area, so they might be a little noisy, but just a great event. I encourage everyone to consider going to it. Thanks so much for listening.
Hi, I'm Joey Pinz, and here's my 45-second introduction. After starting my business in the 90s, I started developing poor habits of eating in my diet because of working way too much. I found myself at 340 pounds. The doctor told me if I don't lose the weight, I'm not going to see my daughter graduate. I took the next 7 months, lost 130 pounds. People ask me, how'd you do it? What's the secret? I need to lose weight. How'd you do it? How did I lose the weight? Just one word: discipline. I've had other successes in life, and I attribute them all to discipline. Now, I'm not the king of discipline, but I believe that it can help all of us. Friends convinced me to start a podcast. The podcast mission: how do we better ourselves and society? I talk to interesting people in health, fitness, sport. What is it about boating that you like?
Oh, to be so close to the water. So just on the water at any time is just everything. Every place I live, I need to be able to see water.
Really?
I don't know what it is, but my place in Vancouver, I'm lucky enough to be able to see water. My lake house in Ontario, I'm able to see water. And every house or I've ever owned has had the ability. Even when I was a kid, one of my first apartments was on a little pond in a suburb of Toronto, and I could see water. Yeah.
And the water just calms you.
Yeah.
Anybody, river,
Anybody.
pond,
I didn't
lake.
think I could do ocean, but I love my place in Vancouver. I've been there 6 years now and love it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And when you go boating, it's being on the water, but is it also like commanding a machine? Is it?
No, it's just being on the water. There's
water.
something elegant. You can go anywhere. There's no lanes there. It's, you grow up as a kid on a little lake in northern Ontario, and you go out in your boat, and it was pure freedom.
That's interesting. You equate it to freedom.
Yes.
Whereas the road is restrictive, and
it's always a destination that you're going to. Boating is like a hike. You're just out going somewhere, and you can go anywhere you want.
Huh.
Yeah.
Do you fish?
I do.
And that's part of it.
Not always. Yeah, I like to fish. I don't fish as much as I used to, but just being out on the water is something I enjoy.
Wow. So we're landlocked here in Orlando, but there's still lots of ponds and bodies of water. But you'd rather be?
If it was Florida, for me, would be Tampa. And it's because of all the intercoastal waterways, the bay. It's not just straight open water out to the ocean like in Miami. I love the intercoastals. Yeah, that'd be a dream.
Wow. Dan, you light up when you talk about this.
I do.
You love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you like to swim and do water sports?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I grew up as a water skier. We skied at least twice a day all summer.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow. And building houses, there's a big diversion.
Yeah, I do a lot of woodworking and a lot of building and a lot of construction, and I love to tinker. Again, the luxury of having a lake house and always had something to work on and a new project and build a shed or a wood shed or chop wood. It's big change from doing the IT industry for the last 30 years.
I guess that's a good point. Both of those hobbies and distractions you have actually pull you off the grid a little bit.
Yes.
Probably by design.
Yes.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a certain amount of, when I do something, I like to golf, I like to walk, and I turn the phone off.
Yeah.
Sometimes I put it on because I want to record thoughts that I think of, but at least I put it on mute. I don't want emails, I don't want texts, I don't want everything, and it's nice.
It is.
Yeah. Been in the industry for a long time, Dan. You've been in the industry for a really long time.
It'll officially be in the IT industry 30 years for me in 2025.
I mean, I first got to know you when you were at SolarWinds, correct?
Prior to SolarWinds, no, Level Platforms was
Level
the first one.
Platforms.
Yeah. The first big one this is my 20th year at ITNation. I was at the very first one ever.
Whoa.
And when they announced that this was the 20th year, I knew it was up there, but I didn't know it was 20. But yeah.
Wow.
Never missed an ITNation in 20 years.
Yeah. I've since 07, I've never missed one.
Yeah.
Isn't that incredible? We've been seeing each other for that long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're here at ITNation. There's 7,000 attendees here. There's 180 vendors, so many MSPs. All these people are here. What are some of your goals this week?
This ITNation has been, as I said, after 20 years of doing it and the growth over the last decade plus, the goal is always the same. It's to reconnect with the industry, reconnect with the community, reconnect with other vendors, integration partners, MSPs, get educated. It invigorates you to where we've come. And now, coming to this, 7,000 people here, look what it's grown to.
Yes.
From its first early days down in Tampa and a little hallway with Level Platforms and Able and a couple of other vendors and, Arnie doing everything because it was only Arnie to do it.
Right.
It's come a long way. So it's rejuvenating every year to finish off the year at this event.
And so remind me of the path. You were at Warranty Master, and that rolled into ScalePad?
Yeah, so my path in the industry, Level Platform certainly did that. Then Passportal that we sold to SolarWinds, and that's why you'll see, Enable is now on my LinkedIn because of that acquisition. And then I had the opportunity to join Warranty Master back in 2019. And honestly, an initial lookup for me, a warranty lookup tool didn't sound all that attractive.
Right.
After coming off the early days of RMM and cybersecurity with Passportal. But when I peeled back the onion on what the technology was actually doing and the data collection and the vision of Chris Day, founder of IT Glue, had for what we could do with the technology, I jumped on and excited to have grown it from, I was employee 27.
Wow.
And when I stepped down as CEO and handed the reins back to Chris Day to run the business, we're 247 employees, 10,000 partners in 65 countries all over the globe. And it was an exciting 5 years. It was almost exactly 5 years and 1 month from time I entered Warranty Master to exited ScalePad.
Wow. And then ScalePad, you're the CEO now. What should MSPs know about ScalePad? It's a suite of products.
It's we've done some incredible acquisitions over that period of time. We started out with our Lifecycle Manager product and the asset management, which evolved from the warranty lookup tool into a true asset and lifecycle management of the IT. And then we expanded by buying Backup Radar and 4 other acquisitions, the latest being Quoter, just in the last 12 months
That's right.
here.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And now it's a full suite of platform, and an integrated platform is where it's really going, and allowing partners to take advantage of similar technologies through a same and simultaneous database.
Yeah, and that's really, really so. MSP comes to your booth. There's 180 vendors out there, Dan.
Yes.
And so it's a lot of technology thrown at them. What should they know about ScalePad? How can it help them and their customers?
So it was interesting, Joe. We had to boil it down to it was 6 SaaS products and 3 services. We found some commonalities. So we really talk about 4 areas where we're helping MSPs. The first is automation. Automation has been from day one what we've all strived to do, further automate IT service delivery. The second is standardization, to standardize your operating system, your internal operations, your value to customer, create a process there. The third is strengthen. Strengthen your operational efficiency, your profitability, your operational maturity, and your value to customer. And then the last is increase, whether it's increased profitability, increased top line revenue, increased value to customer. So no matter which product suite you look at from ScalePad, the value of automation, standardization, strengthening customer relationships, and increasing profitability and revenue is consistent across all of our applications.
Does your love of boating and woodworking and these kinds of hobbies help you be a better CEO?
Absolutely. I think all experience. I wish I had more. I'm so envious of others who tell me about their adventures and some of the things that they're into and their hobbies. I go, wow, am I missing out? It's incredible. So I do. For me, it's the calming, it's the standard, as you and I talked about. It's where I do my best thinking.
Yeah.
I sit on my little Kubota tractor and move sand around on my property, and it's incredible time to just sit and think and ponder and think about new experiences, and frankly revel in what we've been able to build. When you're always moving forward, you're never looking back and sort of celebrating what it took to get here, and that can sometimes be as important as looking forward.
Yeah, we need to be reminded to celebrate those little wins, don't we? So often we get it and we just kind of move on.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah. It's what drives us all. I mean, we're in the industry of IT, in the industry of innovation, so we're always looking forward. But it's incredible the value of reestablishing how you got there and the lessons of the past, and make sure that we're repeating them and doing the best.
Dan, has there been anything in the last month and a half that you changed your mind on?
Oh, what a great question. AI.
Huh?
We're starting to now, I think we're out of the hype cycle of AI and starting to see some very tangible, disciplined approach to how it can actually help business. Our industry's been all about the hype cycles, from managed services to cloud to back to the internet. It's all been about hype cycle into cybersecurity. And AI became a hype cycle very quickly.
It sure did.
But there wasn't the same ability to have a tangible view on what that outcome was going to be. We all know it's going to be big. When is it going to be? Now we're starting to see that it can be applied and having an impact. So I've changed my mind on how quickly we can actually look at putting AI into businesses.
Wow.
and impacting day-to-day operations.
How will AI affect your product, your platform?
I think it'll affect everything,
Right.
from the products to the platforms to how we use them. And it comes down to those four values that I talked about. It's going to further help automate, right?
Sure
AI
is.
will give us automation. AI will give us standardization. It'll standardize and make sure that we're doing the right things every time. It'll strengthen our ability to accelerate our businesses and get better outcomes, and that gives increased profitability and increased operational efficiency.
Yeah, it definitely does. So I don't know if you know about my journey, Dan. So I started my MSP in the 90s.
Yep.
Working 14-hour days. You're no stranger to this, right? I mean, you're putting your health in the back seat. Got myself up to 340 pounds. Doctor says to me, if I don't lose the weight, you're not going to see your daughter graduate. My daughter was just born. Scared I'm driving home, punching the steering. What did I do to myself? Spent the next 6-7 months, lost 130 pounds, kept it off. Can't look at it as a finishing line, right? You got to make a lifelong change. People say, well, what's your secret? Like, there's no secret, Dan. Discipline. That's how I lost it. Willpower, focus, etc. Kept it off. How does discipline play a role in your life, Dan Wensley?
It's mission critical.
You
get up every day and make my bed. I mean, it starts there. Having some routine and making sure that you're constantly delivering without getting regimented, because regimented means you're a little closed off. But having the discipline to always make sure you're getting what you need to get done. I'm still pen and paper, write a list in the morning. What am I going to accomplish? And check it off and carry over. It doesn't mean you have to get everything done, but the discipline of just defining what you need. And for me, when I'm overwhelmed or feel overwhelmed, it's because I haven't taken the discipline of just writing it down. And I'm feeling, okay, I've got so much to do. And you start thinking about it. And then you simply write it down. You go, you know what? This is doable. And now I feel organized. So discipline to me is just staying organized in the thoughts.
Providing structure.
Yes. Structure is a great way to describe it.
Yeah. I have this ongoing thesis that discipline is a spectrum of about 10 elements, of which structure, willpower, routine are all part of it. But the beauty about it, there's no wrong answer, right?
Yeah.
There's no wrong answer. It's just because I have some people who say I'm not disciplined at all. But I mean, you have a life, you take a shower in the morning. I mean, you have to have some kind of, but it's a great discussion point anyway. What motivates you?
People. Honestly, it's people and innovation. It's why do I want to come back 20 years? I'm semi-retired now. Do I have to be at ITNation? No, but this is what motivates me. Coming to
Yeah.
these events and seeing the collective brain power and innovation and drive and effort that everybody's putting in, that's what further motivates me. So I'm
Yeah.
motivated to come, but it helps me get motivated just being here.
An impact, huh?
Yeah.
Because you're so well known. Everybody knows you. You're a great guy, smart guy. You've been part of these great organizations. ScalePad for how long now?
ScalePad was 5 years and 1 month.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
right. You mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And where's ScalePad going?
Oh, incredible heights. So
Yeah.
I'm blessed to still, be an advisor to the organization, stay as close to it as they'll
Good for
allow
you.
me.
Yeah.
And it's just on an incredible journey. And we very proud of where we brought it in the last 5 years. But where it's going is even more exciting.
Wow. So you told me what motivates you. How do you measure success?
Ooh, that's a great one. Mostly my kids.
Yeah.
It's are my kids proud of me?
That's nice.
And it's not the financial side of it. It's it's the people side. I'm most proud of the people I've worked with in this industry, and the colleagues that I've had, and those have gone on to great careers. And maybe I was the first one to hire them into this industry. And just blessed to have seen their careers grow and be successful. So yeah, the colleagues and the amount of partners and folks that I've worked with here is incredible.
It certainly is. Dan Wensley, thanks so much for your time. First time we had a really nice conversation like this. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Thank you. All right.
Be well.
Cheers.
Thank you for listening and or viewing Joey Pinz Discipline Conversations. Please share this episode with one or two of your friends who you think may benefit from the episode. Our website, www.joeypins.com. There you'll find lots of resources and you could join our mailing list. Please follow us on all our social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Podcast information, the video version of our podcast is on YouTube. Please subscribe. Audio is on all major podcasting platforms. Please follow them. And if you like it, please consider giving 5-star rating. Would really appreciate that. Thank you again for listening or watching Joey Pinz Discipline Conversations.